our studio right now is in disarray, okay? You never see it. You only see this. This looks awesome, but what I see is a mess. A lot of guys are like, yo, what's your collection look like? Trust me, bro, it's not impressive. I got weird shit that you probably don't give two shits about. Everything else that comes in here, I try to get it out as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, I work so much that I end up becoming a procrastinator on that side. So we're in the middle of cleaning what you don't see. And when we did that, we took out a bunch of boxes, and it was, I guess, our echo control. So now we don't have echo control. So the last two videos that we did, they were pretty echoey, and I had to like do like voice isolation, all this crap. So this is now what I'm looking at. There's camera A, there's camera B. What the f is Mrs. Wing doing over there? And we got this thing, I couldn't even open it because the tripods are right there. So I had to clamp it and lean it closed. This shit is mad sketchy, dude. It's not glorious, okay? It's as basic as it gets. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we're taking a detailed look at these bad girls right here. This is the Air Jordan 4 and what sneakers cleverly calling the white and gold. Ooh. But anyways, this is the box. It actually is white, and then there's gold labeling on there, gold speckles or splatter and all that stuff, reminiscent of the white cement Air Jordan 4. That's a pretty cool touch. I do wish the shoes actually looked more like the box where it was like just straight up all white with the gold. Instead, we have a complete sail and cream kind of build and midsole and outsole, and we'll talk about that. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. Recently, I think it was in our Harden Volume 8 performance review, I had said that we had talked to our YouTube rep, and they were telling us all these cool and great numbers that we're hitting and things like that, which is awesome. A lot of people, though, in the comments are like, why haven't you hit 1 million? Well, there's a simple, I guess, reason for that, even though it's not so simple. YouTube wants engagement on each video, so views apparently are just not enough anymore, which is weird. So if you can check to make sure that you're subscribed, that would be obviously the #1 thing to reach us to that million platform. But on top of that, if you can hit the like button for me and also leave a comment for the algorithm. What does your comment have to entail? Really, I don't care. You can talk about these, you can talk about your day, you can tell me what you had for lunch, whatever it is that you want to talk about, go for it.
The power is yours.
These guys right here, I was kind of excited for these. I think we talked about them a few times in the WearTesters Unlaced podcast, and every time I'd see them, whether it be a render or like a leaked image or whatever, it would either ramp up my excitement level or pull it down just a little bit, because like I thought they were going to be actually white and gold. Unfortunately, they are the sail color. I don't know if the ship has sailed for this type of color blocking. Maybe this should have came out like 1.5 years ago, or maybe even 2 years. All I know is that they're very reminiscent of the women's Air Jordan 4 off-white. So if you did not get a pair of those and you wanted something fairly similar, then this could be an option for you. Anyways, as far as the outsole is concerned, there's nothing special. I mean, obviously there's a little gold Jumpman down there. That's cute and everything, but really nothing to write home about. The herringbone traction pattern is significant, at least for the Air Jordan 4 model, mostly because back in 1989, when this shoe first originally debuted, this was the first in the Air Jordan Signature series that featured the herringbone traction pattern. Before this, the Jordan 1 through 3 did not feature it. So this was the first time that they did that, and I think it's awesome. They only did it for 2 years though, and then they took a break. They were like, no, we want just Swiss cheese. Now the outsole itself is the darkest portion of the off-white cream sail color. That's the part that I don't know if I really like that. Like, I think that it should have just been all the same look, you know what I mean? Like, I know that you actually talk about that quite often, especially when we're talking about my beloved white and red Air Jordan 12s, where she thinks that all the reds should match, even though they never did, so it never bothered me, but bothers her, and I can understand what she's talking about, because this kind of bothers me a little bit. Like, why is it like that? And then on top of that is the polyurethane midsole, and I think that's the part that really like breaks up the bottom from the top or the upper, is that polyurethane midsole is glossy as like, it's crazy. I don't think I love that either. The overall shoe is very clean, so I'm not trying to like knock on it or anything like that. It's just there's so many different looks here, even though it's supposed to be a tonal sneaker, and so it just looks a little off. But inside of that polyurethane midsole is an encapsulated 4-foot air sole unit. Inside the rear, obviously, is a visible air sole unit, so you can check that one out yourself. On top of that, it's actually a Dreamcell insole, so I was quite surprised by that. It would have been cooler if it was an actual polyurethane, but I'll take the Dreamcell over like the cheap foam stuff that they put in like the previous women's launch, which was the Air Jordan 5 Lucky Green. So this one, a little bit better than that. Now the materials are the special part about the shoe, at least in my opinion. So it's a nice matte look. I really love that. I think that it looks fantastic. I really wish the midsole was matte too. I think it would have looked stupid clean like that. The materials that they use are very nice. They're not premium or anything, but it's a really nice leather, so I don't think that anybody should really be too down on it. If you're looking for quality materials, quality build, this shoe does offer that. So I think that some people are gonna really dig that. Other than that though, everything that should be on an Air Jordan 4 is on there. We've got the netting on the side, we've got the mesh underneath it. So this is one of the first Jordans to really play up on the breathability factor. If you look at Tinker's old sketch, it was prominently there. They were talking about breathability, something that wasn't on the previous 3, much like the herringbone. You also have the lace crowns, or what look like basketball nets. They're done up in fake chrome, or what would you call this? Like vac metal? That's what they call it in the toy industry, like when you have like a shiny action figure. So I'll just go with that. But yeah, so you got the little lace loops or lace crowns, basketball nets, whatever it is that you want to, see when you look at that. They're done up in what looks like vac metal gold. Now the back tab on these guys is muted out, so there's nothing really like special or prominent about that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. To me, when I look at it, especially when they're on foot, they look really clean. One of the things that I absolutely love, which you would assume that I wouldn't, is actually the change up on the tongue. This right here, they took off that flight patch that has the Jumpman with the flight script. They still have the overall shape and logo of it, but it's actually debossed into the material. The material is not nice, so where the rest of the materials on the shoe are actual leather, the tongue is not that, so take that for what you will. But anyways, you got the logo debossed in there, and I gotta say, it looks clean as shit. Like, it looks elegant. And if that's the overall, theme with this particular colorway, then I think the tongue really set it off more so than, say, the gold. Now, as far as fit is concerned, I would go true to size. Whatever you typically wear in your Air Jordan 4, some people go up half a size, then that's what I would recommend. So whatever is standard for you, that's what I would go with. For me, true to size works best. Keep in mind that if you were interested in this colorway, that it is a women's launch, so you're gonna have to convert your sizes if you're a men's size. So it's 1.5 sizes up from your regular men's size. I'm a men's size 9, so I would be buying a women's 10.5. And if you were interested in grabbing a pair of these and you're local to our Sacramento area, then go ahead and check out Phenom. They're in the Doco Shopping Center right across from Macy's. They also have a website, so if you're not local and you wanted to check out what they have, I'll leave a link down below in the description box so you can go ahead and see what they've got. But anyways, oh wait, you're not even there.
Yes, I am.
You're not to me. What's the question of the day?
For the rest of your life, would you rather would you rather buy all used underwear or all used toothbrushes?
This might be more up than throwing up or being thrown up on.
But that question has been so much fun to ask people even in real life.
I just love that everybody's on my side, where it's just like, I'm cool being embarrassed for you. You know what I mean? This one though is disgusting. Okay? I don't know if I'd do either of those things.
You have to pick. That's the point of a would you rather. You have to pick one. I
don't feel like you can sanitize a toothbrush enough to, share that. Plus you don't know what they got going. Even though, man, you can't do this to me. That's not a legit question.
It's not saying that they haven't been laundered or cleaned.
I know, but you don't know what's going on downstairs. Bodily fluids are not to be with.
So, but you have to pick one.
Why?
Because the viewers have to pick one.
Can I wear my own clean underwear underneath?
No, you're only allowed to buy.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's the question. These are the parameters.
I would pick underwear, but not by much. I can't think about putting someone else's toothbrush in my mouth, okay?
My problem is that bristles, they don't bounce back.
Sometimes they're like so aggressively worn that they like spread out and like tooth shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm thinking right now is that we use, like when we go to the gym, like we use, cleaned towels.
Yes.
I know that somebody's balls were on there before they were on my face. So that's the only saving grace right now for me, loosely picking underwear.
Okay.
Sound off below and let us know what you think. Would you pick the toothbrush or the undies? And you have to pick one, okay? I did. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one. This is lame. I can't see you for nothing. Okay? I'm doing like a ba-dum-da over at nobody. There's nobody there. I just see legs and arms.
So you're saying you miss me?
No. Miss the presence.
The presence is here.
But it's not. It's so creepy and eerie. It's like you're a ghost.